talked about this with Chris when we were talking about the Grizzlies, and the leap that people have talked about is Ja Morant. And I think it is interesting because, and I know you mirror me on this, is that like when we would anticipate an Ant style leap looking like is with a significant defensive upgrade. Ja Morant made a significant leap without any defensive upgrade. He is a worse defender than Anthony Edwards is, pretty clearly. And I think that's interesting as to like why and how did he do that. And I was talking to Chris, but I think part of it is just Ja has the space if and when they want to go heliocentric and have that offense be Ja. Like you see that in the fourth quarter all the time with the Grizzlies, where it is the force of Ja Morant that inspires their offense almost every possession. Though what I think the difference is it seems to, when they go heliocentric Ja, it seems to almost by accident sometimes find its way to Desmond Bane, turn into a offensive rebound for Steven Adams, whatever it might be. And it's very different with the Wolves, right? They don't go heliocentric Ant ever, really. And even when the possessions or the pockets of possessions where they do, it does not feel like engagement from the surrounding four pieces on the Wolves either. And I just wonder if that's like the Wolves just kind of have better offensive players around Ant than Memphis does,
and worse defensive players.
Yes. So it's
a
different.
less ingrained culture. I mean,
totally.
What Ja did is that Ja basically added on to the culture without hurting the culture.
What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzly home of Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, I am talking about the subtle differences between Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards and why everybody missed this offseason on Anthony Edwards' development. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
KeyAno.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops, so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Morant's back and let's go for he that MVP.
Well, tonight the Memphis Grizzlies face the Minnesota Timberwolves in FedEx Forum, and your boy gonna be in the house tonight watching the game. I will be very excited to see this matchup. I think this is going to be one of those teams that has the Grizzlies as their Super Bowl pick, just like the New Orleans Pelicans and the Houston Rockets. But what I want to talk about today is not only the game, but the notion that everybody had this offseason that Anthony Edwards was about to take the Ja Morant lead.
You can't take him out. He's different. He's not the same. You are you, but he is him.
Like I told you this offseason, I sat there and looked at all the previews, all the reviews of every team's offseason, and it was pretty universally accepted by all the NBA media that Anthony Edwards was next up, that he was going to take the Ja Morant leap. And what I was telling everybody that I could tell, that what they are missing with comparing Anthony Edwards to Ja Morant are both tangible and intangible. Now, they have both similar players, very good with the ball, iffy three-point shot, very aggressive driving to the ball, very athletic, very exciting dunks. But to me, when you look at these two players, you miss a lot just by looking at their physical profile and some of their production on the court. The thing with Ja Morant, when he first came to Memphis, from day one, he was the guy. And I've always said, I said it since, even though I appreciate what Jay Crowder did for Memphis as far as teaching them how to win early, I've always said that the Grizzlies really didn't really need any more veteran experience on or veteran leadership on the team, as far as his growing veteran leadership that everybody keeps pointing to them needing, especially for on the court stuff, because Ja Morant from day one was that guy. His mental makeup was not like any other rookie. It was not like your average rookie. Not only was he productive from day one, he was the quintessential point guard from the very outset of his career. He was tough, he was brash, and he attacked all the time. And anyone who has watched the Grizzlies during Ja Morant's career will tell you that he has been the team leader from day one. The team goes how Ja goes. Ja and the team are mirror images of each other. It's no secret that everybody who comes in to the Grizzlies ecosystem is easily adaptable. And I'm gonna tell this one story that everybody knows, every Grizz fan knows about this, and probably this story is going to illustrate why the Grizzlies are able to draft and develop so well with Ja Morant on the team. And it's the story of Zaire Williams. Everybody remembers that infamous missed buzzer beater that Zaire Williams had against the Philadelphia 76ers, and how Ja and the rest of the team made a point to stick up for him and to praise him and to uplift Zaire Williams in the post-game press conference. And you got to remember, Zaire Williams started out the season awful as a rookie. He was, at some point during his first stint before he got hurt, the worst rotation player in the NBA. And he was the number 10 pick. But he was the worst rotation player in the NBA at some point. And this was coming off of a freshman season at Stanford, the COVID season, of course, where he kind of underperformed his high school ranking. Now, he was still selected 10th by the Grizzlies overall, which was better than his high school teammate, B.J. Boston, who was selected in the 50s by the Grizzlies and traded to the Clippers. But I digress. Turn the clock up to the end of the season in the playoffs. Zaire Williams is making critical jump shots and playing defense on Steph Curry in the NBA playoffs in the second round as a starter. This was one season from worst rotation player in the NBA to viable playoff second round starter who can make big shots and defend the other team's best player, a former two-time MVP. Leadership is the intangible difference between Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. It's a whole entire personality. Ja Morant gives confidence to his teammates. Ja Morant is never seen as faltering on the court. Now, he's not perfect. Of course, his defense needs some work. He came in with a very, very iffy jump shot. But you can tell, I mean, we saw all the stuff he did with his dad pre-draft as far as working out. But his work ethic is seeped into the Grizz culture. His work ethic, his ability to improve every offseason is seeped and just embedded into the Grizz culture. And it's something that you cannot put your hands on. It is something that you have to, it's the one thing as somebody who's a draftnik, who loves to draft, it's the one thing that you cannot put your hands on by watching film, watching these guys, listening to their interviews. You have to get this information from face-to-face meetings. And that's the difference between Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards. And people who anticipate Anthony Edwards somehow transforming himself into Ja Morant, you're going to miss the mark. You're going to always be disappointed in Anthony Edwards. It would be just like us as Grizzlies fans expecting Jaren Jackson to be the leader of the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson is talented. Jaren Jackson is the defensive backbone of this team. But Jaren Jackson just does not have the mental makeup to be the team leader of a team. He would have to have a radical transformation in personality and everything else to become a team leader. It's just not for everybody. Everybody's not built like that. And that's not a problem. So tonight, you might get the best Minnesota Timberwolves performance ever for the season tonight. Tonight, you might even see Anthony Edwards have a big game. He might go for 35, 45. Hell, he might even go for 55. He might actually outplay Ja Morant tonight. But it still won't change any damn thing. The intangibles that Ja Morant possesses as an NBA player, a point guard, and a leader will never reside in Anthony Edwards, despite him being immensely talented and a future All-Star and All-NBA player. Guys, let me know, how do you guys feel about this comparison that everybody made this offseason between Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards? And also, what do you think is going to happen tonight during the game? And did you order your city jersey? I did. Of course, I ordered mine. Got the custom joint with the number 1 and the Hardaway on the back because, you know, that's how I've been doing it for a long time. Not just because I'm a Penny fan, I am, but because my last name is Hardaway. And, you know, it is what it is. Peace.